Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nights of the Round Table. I'm Luca, and this is TJ.
Hey, everyone.
And for tonight's movie, we are reviewing The Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, the Royal Tenenbaums is a Wes Anderson film about a very messed up family, which consisting of various quirky, quirky, talented members. Okay. So let's start with. So, Luca, what's your history of this film? Why'd you pick it?
I stumbled across it when I was looking for movies on Amazon Prime. Me and my family just decided to watch it. Why not? It looked really good. I like the actors in it.
Yeah. All right then. So did you watch it before deciding to choose it, or no?
Just that one time.
All right, that's fine. So you watched it once?
Yep.
Oh, that's okay.
How many times did you watch it?
I've only watched it once myself. Just been a little hectic this last few weeks, but apparently my sister really likes it, so I watched the beginning bit and a few clips over their shoulder.
So
have any opinions on Wes Anderson?
Yeah, I think he's an amazing director. I like his movies, and I think he does well in producing these 3D animated movies. They look great.
You mean 3D animated? You mean the claymation?
Claymation. Sorry.
Stop motion. It doesn't matter. Actually got this recently as a belated Christmas present. It's a Criterion Collection Fantastic Mr. Fox. Just a neat little coincidence.
Watch that, viewers.
Yeah, that's a good movie. Probably good to talk about another time. But I also really enjoy Wes Anderson. I think he's a very interesting director. He's one of the most stylistically distinct directors working today. He's very sometimes when you look at his filmography, it could be a little repetitive, but really to me it doesn't come across as a crutch. Plus he varies up his films with plots and characters. So it does. So what I'm getting at. So it is. I do think he's a very interesting and good director. I think he's very talented. His visual style, although I mentioned he does use that a lot, I think it's very well executed in his films, and
I like how he produces both claйmations and real life films. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But let's get on to the movie we're talking about in the review.
Yeah, and again, it just doesn't feel like a crutch, and I think it's very good. But yeah, the Royal Tenenbaums, what'd you think of this, Luca?
I think it's a great film. Yeah. I think the humor is used very effectively. I think all the characters have their interesting backstories, and the movie has some amazing actors in it.
Yeah, I do think. Yeah, I'd agree. It's also, the Royal. Yeah, I think I was a little worried at first because this feels a little more concentrated, not very, than other Wes Anderson films. So I was afraid it would be it would be a little bit alienating near the beginning. But I think it's handled very well, and I think it's a great film. So the actors, what else do you have to say about the actors? What do you think?
I think some are funny, some are intense, some are kind of deadpan. Yeah. They all have these tones that shape the movie, kind of.
You mean like they're varied, or do you think
they have varied attitudes that shape the movie?
True. Yeah. I'd agree. I feel that most of the actors do a very good job. I like the children. I really like the children. Ben Stiller plays a good. Let's see, what's his name? Ben Stiller does a great job being Chaz, being a very protective father, who is also very who is also very angry in a way that feels realistic. I wouldn't call him angry much, but he does a really good job in his performance. Same thing. Yeah, same goes to gonna look at the thing. Great. One Gwyneth Paltrow as Margaret. Performance as Margaret is great. Let's see, not Bill Murray. Looking through the thing. Chaz, Richie, Luke, Luke Wilson as Richard. Richard. Mm-hmm. It's a yeah, yeah, and especially Bill Murray is charming, but especially Gene. Hang on a second. Jen Hickman as the
Gene Hackman.
As the title character of Royal.
Yeah.
As the character of Royal, he does such a great job playing such a. He's so a bit to get a little more into the story. The story, like his wife. Royal is married to Evelyn, practically divorced to Evelyn, but he's not legally divorced. But Evelyn's starting to see a better man. He's just trying to become part of his children's life again. And he also claims to have an illness and some problem with his blood pressure. Don't want to spoil it. Don't want to spoil the conclusion of that. But yeah, actually, I honestly, when I first started watching the movie, I thought that great Gene Hickman was actually just Bill Murray playing two parts. I don't know. I think it might be the voice. He just reminds me of an older Bill Murray. But yeah, the character is just so manipulative, so greedy, so selfish.
Yeah.
But he's also just so charismatic and enjoyable to watch. And you also get how he can get away with the things he does in the film. And to his credit, Hickman does give the character a heart. He does love his family. From the beginning, he does seem to love his family, if not distantly. And he does a fantastic job with that. What do you think of Margot's and Richard's romance? That's definitely one of the weirder subplots.
Yeah. I think it's a weird romance.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Like his excuse for falling in love with her is that like they're adoptive siblings.
Yeah.
But it's like me falling in love with my sister.
Yeah.
Like she would be weirded out.
It is a very weird romance. Yeah, Margaret is an adopted child, so it is this, and basically Richard falls in love with her, and also Evelyn has a whole weird stuff. And
I was heavily creeped out by it, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, it is. No, it is very. I found it very creepy, but for what it was, I found it well executed. To put it simply, I think could have been way more creepier if it weren't for the good acting, writing, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
It's very.
So, what do you think of Owen Wilson's character?
I think Owen Wilson's quite I think Eli is very entertaining. I think I think Owen Wilson gives a slightly weaker performance than the rest. He's still good. He does feel believable as Eli, but he doesn't really feel as in depth as as range as some of the others. I'm assuming that's just because of writing. But yeah, he is a very bizarre and interesting character. I found him very comedic, and which I felt was handled well. Well, it doesn't feel inappropriate. I think he's a very intriguing character, being sort of he's basically the friend next door to the Royal Tenenbaums and knows them to into the modern into their adulthood. He's very yeah. He's a very yeah. I found him to be an enjoyable character. Not the best character, but a very enjoyable character.
Yeah, me too.
What do you think of the movies? What do you think of the movies look? How do you think it looked?
It looked okay.
Very
Like it
stylized.
looks very New Yorky.
Yeah. Doesn't they don't really do they give a name for the city? I don't believe they give a name for the city.
They say they're in New York.
I don't believe they do. I don't remember them saying they're in New York. I quite like the look. It's a little it's very much in the style of Wes Anderson films. Like if you've seen most of his films, like Moonrise and Grand Budapest, this looks very similar, and it doesn't do too much to it doesn't do too much to distinguish itself, but it still looks very beautiful. I like its colors. The sets are very intriguing to look at and full of detail, and it's just very creative. I do love also on a related note, I do love a lot of the shot choices that they do.
Yeah, it has a very calm look to it.
Yeah, they also do a lot of the things with the perspective, like of how you're seeing the characters. Like for one example, in the beginning when we are introduced to all the casts, oh yeah, so the framing device is that it's a book, like this is a book in you that somebody's reading,
Yeah.
and it and for and so when we see all the characters, it's sort of an introduction in the book, and we see each one of them. And I thought it was very clever that they were all in their bathroom mirrors. I'm assuming in the morning.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to see all these zany family members in this calm-looking
Yeah,
city.
yeah, and it's not, yeah, and it's not just a city; it's all over the place. But it's very, yeah, I found that to be very creative, but not super overbearing. And there's a few other shots like that, which I found to be very well done and enjoyable to look at.
Do you think the Tenenbaums house stands out from its location?
Stands out from its location. Do you mean like it?
The mansion?
How so? How so?
The mansion. Do you think it stands out?
And do you mean like it doesn't fit? Do you think it's unique? What are you trying to get at here?
Do you think it's like unique? Do you think it's unique? And do you think it has like an interesting look to it?
I think it does. I think it does have a very interesting look to it. I like the looks of each of the people's rooms is very interesting, and it's just yeah, and it's just like all the details like Richard's bug collection and the like. And I think it was yeah, I think it's a really well done. I'm assuming it's sets, but like those are really well done
Most
sets.
likely sets.
I mean, it would be a set. I'm assuming this isn't a real house.
Like it's literally bigger than everything else around it.
Hmm. Not
Like
like
every shot of the house, it appears bigger than all the other buildings.
yeah. I mean they give a lot of it. They give a lot of attention to it, but it doesn't feel too much bigger than the rest of them. Definitely more sizable, but not. I didn't find it to be too attentionally this too distinct from the rest of the buildings. Still distinct and it looks nice.
Yeah,
What else? So what else is there? I don't think I really want to spoil this. I don't think it will be too necessary, and it doesn't really
yeah.
affect many of the points.
We better not spoil anything.
Yeah. So what else is there? I think the house looks.
Do you think the movie is well paced?
Yeah, I'd say it's well paced because yeah, it gets a little dirtily near the end when near the end where it's sort of the big reveal that I don't want to spoil. But it's very. I think it. Yeah. But even then, it's not. It doesn't lose too much momentum, and it is intriguing. And it does feel very organic how things go to the next. I think it's well paced. What do you think of it?
I think it's well paced too. It jumps from character to character, telling each of
Yeah.
their stories and leading up to big events.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's well paced.
Yeah. Also on a
I
related
can't really
note,
like knock it.
Yeah. Also, on a related note, I do think each character does. I do feel like each character does receive enough screen time, so I do think it is. So yeah, well paced. I do like the yeah. Also like, what do you think of the drama? Because I really enjoyed the drama in this film, just seeing how each
I enjoyed the
character
drama.
interacts with each other and how these extreme personalities clash and interact. Yeah, I found it was very yeah, I thought it was very well I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, Wes Anderson makes it intense and funny at the same time, which I
Yeah,
like.
yeah, and also yeah, also I agree with you on the comedy. It's just my thoughts. Anything else you want to say about this film?
No, do you want to get to the ratings?
Yeah, sure. I'd probably give it. Yeah, I'd probably. I hope don't mind me going first, but I'd probably give it. I think it's a great film. I give it a 7 to an 8 out of 10. More like a 7. I think it's. I would highly, I would highly, I would highly recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a very interesting, very funny, very entertaining film. And if you want to see, and if you like Wes Anderson, I would highly recommend it. And if you're sick of Wes Anderson's style, you might not like that aspect. You might not like. So, what's your thoughts on that?
I give the movie a 10 out of 10. It stays on topic and it uses comedy and drama very effectively.
All right then. So that's very interesting. I guess this is my turn to choose the next movie. Okay, so interesting fact when I was looking up this film, Alec Baldwin voiced the narrator, which I found very interesting.
Yeah.
And also, which is also important for next week's movie. The live action, The Cat in the Hat.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I think, yeah, with Mike Myers and all that stuff. So it'll
Yeah.
be fun to talk about.
Alrighty then, Cat in the Hat.
All right, and
Thank you for joining me, TJ.
thank you for joining me. Thank you, Luca. Thank you for having me.